everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Male Perspective. I am your host, Lana Reid, and today on this day, I have the pleasure of sitting down with a gentleman by the name of Bobby Porter. He is the founder of a nonprofit down in Dillon County, South Kakalaki, called Boys to Men, which is mentoring our young people and developing into future leaders. And I am so looking forward to spending some time with him today and learning more about the work that he is doing. But first and foremost, as I always do, sir, I take a quick moment to pause and say thank you to you for making time for me today. Time is a gift. Once we give it, we can't get it back. So I truly appreciate you setting aside this time in your day to talk to little old me. And with that, Mr. Porter, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on the show. I take this opportunity real seriously. I really do. And I really thank you, Miss Reed, for the opportunity.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Well, as I mentioned, as we were talking and getting prepared for today's show, I had never heard of Dillon County, South Carolina. So I did my due diligence and I did some research on Google. And one of the first things I came across was a little troubling to me. Was a news article that I think a couple of years ago, Dillon County, well, as far as the state of South Carolina is concerned, has the largest crime rate. And I was a little puzzled because, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't get the impression that Dillon County is like a Los Angeles or New York where we would see a large amount of crime. So I was wondering, as we get started, could you give me some insight on why we might be seeing so much crime in Dillon County?
Yes, ma'am. For one, Dillon County is about population maybe 40,000, maybe giving a little more, 40,000 plus people, more, might be a little bit more, but it's just in the rural area. So a lot of folks here in this county are unemployed, uneducated,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
kids raising kids. Uh,
Okay.
that 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 plays a big scenario in what goes on in the county. Um, a lot of gun violence and drugs, and you put all that together, that's what you're gonna end up having. An atmosphere that's created for disaster. There's not a lot of opportunity here. Not an opportunity for growth, especially if you're young and you're African American. You already got two strikes on you anyway.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um, so there is real slim. I heard often hear people say, and for a while I began to believe it. Kids in Dillon County have a better chance of getting a criminal record than they do with a high school diploma. That got alarming to me. Um,
Yeah.
um, because the kids that I see, they've been screaming for a long time, but nobody was listening.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was listening. And when you put people in elected position, then they campaign one way, and once they get elected, they turn to go another way. They forget about what they ran on and what they said. And then the people begin to lose trust.
Gotcha.
Then when they lose trust, then I don't care what you try to do for the community, they're not going to support it because
Gotcha.
they lost that trust.
Gotcha.
But Dillon County, as a whole, I would say this as a whole is a wonderful place. Have some unique people,
Mm-hmm.
but we need to change some things. I mean, a major change, a major. We need to hit the reset button
Gotcha.
uh, and start resetting some things, and because uh, we in this little area, we find ourselves, we fall for anything.
Mm.
You tell us, we believe it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do our homework. We don't get in to see who was this person or who this person. If this person said it in this county, it's already right.
I got you. I got you. I got you. So let me ask you. A lot of the elected officials, are they from Dillon County, or are they migrating in from someplace else?
They from Dillon County.
Okay.
That I don't know if you ever familiar with this term, the good old boy system.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was born in Winston, North Carolina. So
so you understand that
yeah,
that system still exists today.
yeah,
Uh, it still exists today. This is just as me. And I look at it this way in ministry. I look at it this way in pretty much everything. Um, if you never ever done anything, how can you help a community if you never been without water? You never
got
been
you.
without. If you never struggle that way, how can you help
Yes,
the people that actually been in that
yeah,
situation?
yeah,
How can you teach a kid that's hard headed and disrespectful, and you never been in that environment? How can that's just like me trying to tell you how to get saved, and I ain't been saved myself.
true,
Uh,
true.
how to find Christ, and I can't. I'm gonna lead you to Christ, and I don't know.
That's right, that's right.
And that's the whole thing. We pick people by their name, not by their qualification, because of their names, and then that's what everybody else doing. And uh, as long as I've been in this county, I've been. I mean, I grew up in Dillon County, but I'm from about 10 miles outside of Dillon, called Louder. Um, you know, it's a day and night situation. It's in the same county, but it's day and night.
Wow.
It's day and night. You go to 10 miles down the road. Uh, it's a different set of people, a different set of rules, it's different. Then you come over to 10 miles this way, and it just, to me, I don't want to say this to insult anybody. Uh, what I'm feeling is everybody just feeling to fit their political goals.
Gotcha, gotcha. Understood.
Most, I see a lot of them. Uh, if you pay close attention to social media, people's social media account, it tells a lot about them. If you got a guy that I'm not biased on Republican Party or Democratic Party. Long as you doing what you're supposed to do for the people, we all right.
Hmm.
But you cannot support a Republican Party, and support him. But when it comes to your local election, you run in a Democratic Party. You understand I'm going with this?
Oh,
Because this is a
okay.
Democratic state. You see what I'm saying?
Got you. Okay, okay.
So you Republican by heart, but when it comes to our local election and the people that you're supposed to be serving, you jump on a demographic,
Democratic one.
yeah, ticket.
Cause I want that vote. I want that vote. Okay, I
There
got
you
you.
go. There you
I
go. I
got you.
want their vote. I don't care about them as a whole. I just need their vote.
Got you.
Because they know if they run as a Republican, run as a Republican, they would never win.
Got you. Understood. Understood. Well, it seems like Dillon County is going through some problems that are plaguing a lot of urban areas. We need some jobs. We need quality education. And that's really impacting a lot of our Black and brown communities. So, okay, now I understand. Because I was like, why would Dillon County? I mean, because I'm thinking a little small place. Why would they have crime? But okay, now it's coming into focus. And that brings me into your nonprofit, Boys to Men. Why did you decide to roll up your sleeves and create this program at this particular point in your life?
But this how this program got off the ground. My chef, my beloved chef, Chef Douglas Purnell, he passed away August the 7th of this year, or last year, I meant August the 7th. So he came to me one day. He said, Robert, look, we got to do something about these youth. It's getting out of hand, and I need you to put a program together for the youth. He was like, you already in the schools, you the SROs. I mean, you the first sergeant, the supervisor of all the schools. So, what better person to put in there
Yeah.
is you? So I began to work on this program. This program started about 2 years ago, but we never got it off the ground till this year of 2023. And we started putting it together. And with my amaze, I first in August when we rolled it out in August, we started in one school, was Gordon Elementary School, and by the end of August, We was right at about, we had over 100 in August, 100 kids. So by September, October, we was at 168. Uh,
Wow.
and here we is now, January 2024, we topping out over 200. So it's steady growing, because we reached out to Ladder, which I told you about earlier. Ladder, we got kids from Ladder, we got kids from Lakeview, we got kids from Dillon. So it's topping out about 200 because the kids are very excited about the program. They are streaming and they're listening. I mean, they're streaming, but we're not listening. And
Mm-hmm.
so what we end up doing, me and my wife and a board of people that I trust real dear, we begin to conversate and this and one of our main things that got in the way of doing this, before the sheriff died, we signed a contract with this individual, this business, that was going to finance this whole program. That was going to finance. So that was one of the biggest issues we had concerned. How are we going to finance this thing?
Money, all the money,
Um,
yeah.
where this money going to come from? So we had that in place. So when the sheriff died, that contract with that individual that boarded too. So now we still at ground zero.
Whoa.
So the sheriff now, which is Jamie Hamilton, was the chief deputy at the time, and me and him began to converse, and he began to tell me, he said, "Look at Bobby, you take this program because nobody else knows this program better than you.
Mm-hmm.
You take this program and you do what you need to do with it." So I began to talk to my church members and all that good stuff, and told them, what we was getting ready to do, what we're gonna take, our time money, our offer money, and we're gonna finance this thing. Because I really believe if God gave me the vision, he definitely gonna finance it.
That's
So
right.
he definitely gonna finance it. So I had no doubt. So that's how we was able to stay afloat, through the church, and going out, talking to people, trying to get people on board. That's another thing about this little rural area. Everybody will sit back and uh, say these words: "The youth, we got to do something with the youth. We got to do something with the youth." Soon you do something with the youth, they back up. Yeah, they don't want to put their hands in it.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, I got you.
because they don't want to put their hands in it, or really want to help the ones that could help, because their name is not at the top. They want to be in the mix.
I want to be the man or the woman. Okay.
Absolutely. And I say this live to you. I love to stay back in the shadows and let somebody else do this.
Mm-hmm.
I really would. See, my main goal is for these kids to be successful. It don't matter who driving the boat, as long as we
Mm.
get there.
As long as we
Uh,
get there.
as long as we get there, it don't matter how we get. As long as we get there. But when the church, we've been, like I said, we've been pushing this thing through the church for so long. For the last 6 months, 7 months, and I'm afraid I don't know how much longer,
Well,
that the church can hold that weight and still maintain the church too. Um,
yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? So that's a you got to take care of God's house.
yeah,
That's
that's
number
right.
one. That's number one. And then at the same time, I believe God is gonna come through. We got some things that we're working on, some grants. I've been talking to some people, but you know how that go.
Yeah, it
Uh,
takes time. It takes
it
time.
takes it takes time, and these kids, they got a lot of needs. Not want, they got a lot of needs.
Yeah.
And we try to meet them where they need to get, because what we did. My man cave. I had a man cave behind my house, and what I did, I remodeled the whole man cave. I took all that stuff out of there, and went in there and put big screen TVs, and hooked up all these games and stuff to the TVs, and we call it the boys lounge, boys and girls lounge. And they go in there,
Mm-hmm.
they play games, and we have, we serving food and all that stuff to keep them out of the street,
Yeah.
to keep them, because I don't, we can show them a good time all day, but see, when I send them home, I want them to be two things: tired and hungry. I mean, tired and full.
Mm-hmm.
When I send them back home tired and full, you don't have no energy to get in no trouble. You're going on to bed.
That's
So
right.
it's a lot of moving parts that goes into this stuff. a lot, and we try to stay positive.
Yes.
We try to stay positive, but for these kids, because like I told you earlier yesterday, see, a lot of these kids ain't never ever. We 45 minutes from the beach. They never saw the beach. They don't know what it even looked like.
It'll
Uh,
open your mind when you step out just across the street from your neighborhood. You know, it'll open your mind when you start to see new things.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's another thing what we do with them. I know I'm going ahead of the game, but a lot of things that we do every week, weekend, not every week, from Louder, Dillon, and Lakeview, um, the schools, every three schools, we pick out the best all around student for that week. He or she came to school on time. No disciplinary, no write ups, no nothing. They grades what need to be.
Yeah.
We give them cash money on Fridays. Cash money to try to motivate them and the ones around them
Let me
to do
enroll in the
better.
school. Let me enroll in the school. Got a couple of light bills. I need some help.
So that's what we do. And believe it or not, it helps on the back end. A lot of kids trying to get that cash money. They're trying
Hmm.
to get it, so their grades are going up. They're more focused in school because they want to get this cash money. And then on top of that, every weekend we take them somewhere. We take about anywhere from 10 to 20 kids, uh, but they got to fit that criteria too. We take them to University of South Carolina games or either Benedict games or Coastal Carolina. We take them to different colleges to expose them early around to be
This
around
is an
positive
opportunity
people.
for you. You can do
Absolutely,
this. You can do this. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And when that happens every weekend. We somewhere. We
Gotcha.
somewhere. If we drive, we drive our own personal car. We load them up in there, and we take them. Because
Gosh.
I don't want a kid. I don't want a kid left out because of the lack of resources. And then
Hmm.
you know I could have been this, but I didn't have that. I
Yeah.
could have, that type scenario. And being around these kids, they very smart. They're
Yeah.
very smart. And they very smart. And my mission and my wife, all we want to do is give them an opportunity.
Just give them a chance. You
Just
know,
give them a chance.
they
That's
have
it.
such a bright future. We just need to give them the proper resources, and I mean,
Absolutely.
and they could just take off. They could just run.
Absolutely.
Um, let me because I was roaming around your website and clicking around, and I saw the registration form that the parents have to sign when they're enrolling their child into your program, and I was kind of tickled because the first two lines were the parent has to agree to going to parent meetings and they have to attend. Are parents not involved in partnership with the educator, the child's educator? You already shaking your head. No, like my kid going. No, no.
Let me give you a scenario. Last year we had what they call in this county they call it open house. So when uh, the end of the 9 weeks come, the parents supposed to come meet with the teachers, see what's going on with the kids' grades. This was one particular kid. He came to parent night by himself. He walked,
How was
checked
little
on.
man?
He's in the 5th grade, so he's about 11 years old. He walked to parent night, sat in the waiting area, signed his stuff up to see his teacher, and spoke to that teacher and everything his by himself,
Yeah. No.
and and walked back home. Yes, I seen this. I seen this myself.
Do we
You
know where
cannot
mama or daddy was?
home,
Mm, mm, mm.
and that's the problem. That 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 letter you referring to, uh, we kept it simple because you don't want to complicate people or all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then everything we gave their child, from the shirts to the t-shirts to these trips, all this stuff. No parents pay nothing,
Mm.
nothing. The least you can do, get up and see about your child grade.
See about your kid that you brought into this world, right?
They would. It's hard. You got to give these people something free.
Mm. We got some work to do down there in Dillon County, but
Absolutely.
we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. So, we talked about the trips and stuff, but what are some of the other initiatives or programs that are going on there at Boys to Men?
Well, with this, we do the trip thing. Another thing, what we do, um, I just started this, and it actually get ready to go into effect the third Sunday in February. I told the parents I needed all of them to buy their sons a navy blue suit. Every last one of them, a navy blue suit. The reason for that navy blue suit was I told them to get all that, but I said because we're y'all don't. I ain't saying that all parents. I'm just saying the majority of them. Um, I'm getting ready to start putting your child back in church. Uh, you ain't got to go. You can stay home, whatever. I'm gonna make the arrangement. I'm gonna pick them up, and every month, at least once a month, I'm taking them to different churches in the county, in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I believe a lot of them uh, don't have God or don't know God.
Mm.
So we get ready to introduce you to God.
There you go.
Uh, and because that's at the rate we going, we gonna need Him to help us.
Not to cut you off, but the age bracket I'm in, church was providing a lot of these areas where, I guess Dillon County, we were in church 6, 7 days a week, so we didn't have time to get in trouble because you had Bible study on this day, choir on this day, so we couldn't be in those streets. So it provides a certain structure as well as you need God in your life, but it also gives you the structure. So, or you couldn't just be sitting at home and
Absolutely, absolutely,
mm,
absolutely, absolutely, and that's one of the concerns. But believe it or not, when I talk to these kids on a daily basis, they're ready to go to church.
great.
They ready. I mean,
Mm,
that's the part I want the not just Dillon County to see, the world to see. These cats are ready.
there you go.
They excited. They they want to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make a change, but if you that's it's impossible to hit a home run without the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna need that ball too. You can have the bat,
Yeah.
the bases. You gonna need that ball. See, that's all I'm trying to do. Put that ball in their hands, them boys' hands, them girls' hands. Give you the opportunity to hit that home run, and they. I wish you can watch them in action and just see them and see how they act, how they. It's an unbelievable experience. It's unbelievable.
You
Is
know, as
everybody?
for a
Is it?
child to see some adult that believes in them that they can achieve, I mean, that just opens up, because if you're coming from situations where you might be thinking, I don't know if you think I'm capable of being all, because you're not pouring into me like that. But I have Boys to Men and Mr. Porter and Mrs. Porter pouring into me. So I'm starting to see I can be and do all of these great things, So um it's key that you have these people, these key people in your life. So that's great. That's great. Now I saw your young guys. They were doing some servant work themselves. They had to give away some. Did they give away some bikes for the holidays or something like that?
Yeah, it's a. Actually, they were the recipients of the bike.
Oh, okay. I missed it. Okay.
Yeah, they were what we did the that same day. What we did, it was two events going on that same day. One was in Louder, the other was in Dillon. I took half of the boys and took them to Louder. And right now in this county, we are combating the COVID and the flu virus
Oh,
again here.
okay.
It's back here. So what we did, I knew some people in North Carolina, and they donated a bunch of masks and hand sanitizer and bleach and all that stuff to us. So on that Saturday, the boys in Louder, they gave all that out to the community in Louder, to try to keep them safe during this flu season. And on top of that is another uh, nonprofit group. Actually, the group that helped us, it was called Jackson Winkler Foundation. Jackson Winkler was a young police officer, got killed in the line of duty about 2 years ago. But Jackson was also under me when I was SRO at his school. So his daddy, I knew his daddy and his mother. So they had over 100 backs, and they wanted to give them back to Boys and Men's and a couple more other nonprofit organizations. So that's how they ended up being a recipient of that. So it worked out good both ways.
Okay. And I saw they also were you guys were marching in the parade. You got them boys doing some stuff.
Like I keep them busy.
There
I
you go.
keep them. I keep them busy. It's something every week. Every week they don't have a chance. And another thing with them boys, the boys got my personal cell phone number, so they text me every day. Every day they call and they something. We keep conversation all the time. Because I always want them to feel like if something going wrong, you can call me. Don't and them boys understood. They understand real well. I said, if you embarrass me in the public, I'm gonna embarrass you now. So they understand.
Grandma, now when we get out here, you represent me. Don't be disrespectful.
So they understand. They understand. They matter of fact, just Saturday, another church just had they recognized them boys with a big breakfast this Saturday, man, and they was honored. Just to and they see by doing what they need to do, what can become of them. They buying into it. If I can just get the people the buy into it. I ain't selling nothing. That's for sure. I'm not selling anything. Um, uh, I you know, I believe this. If 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 you want big time jobs to come to a community, if you want uh, people to visit here, let's get these crime rate down. That's the first thing you want to do. You want people to stop in. Let's get that down. So if you get that down, then people feel better coming to this community or putting a Tesla distribution center here. Types up, bringing in more jobs, but they ain't coming with because if you don't fix these kids now, I tell them they're gonna take from you later. They'll get you later. They're gonna steal from you later because they're gonna be uneducated, no job, no nothing. And what you think gonna happen?
Yeah, because I still got to eat. I still got to,
Still got it. Absolutely.
And I'm gonna do what I need to do to eat and stuff like that. So
absolutely. So that's where we at. That's where we at. But like I said, the parents are 95% of the parents are behind us 100%. The other five just using this as a babysitter. I just need my son. Yeah, I just need him somewhere. There you go. There you go.
I got you. It's sad that more people are not involved. But then I guess we have a habit as human beings to, kind of say, well, this is the problem and this is the problem, but nobody want to roll up their sleeves and do anything about the problem. They just love to run their mouth about the problem. So, but like you said, if we sit and don't try to put in some tools or programs to fix the problem, these kids are going to grow up, and I mean, what does that look like when they're 30? What does that look like when they're 40? And they're still in Dillon County with no education, no job opportunities, and no training on character just to be a good person. So
absolutely. And that's the trend. And what's unique about this program, I got them as young as 6 years old. They 6 years old. But once they get in this program, now the mama or the daddy can volunteer and take them out. That's fine. But what they can't do, they can't keep me from from tracking them and making sure they're doing the right thing. You can take them out of the program, because my whole goal is, let's see if I got this group here, say for instance, they in the 4th and 5th grade. So that 5th grade next year get ready to move to the 6th grade, which is a totally different school. So this program gonna go along with them when they go to the 6th grade. When they get in, when they go to the high school, this program gonna go along with them when they get to the high school.
Mm,
Out and all the way till they graduate. Um,
okay.
because I want to see where we're losing our kids at
Okay.
what age
Okay.
or what grade or
Tracking
what.
them. Okay.
Then you can start focusing in on, we're losing them right here. We're losing them in the 7th and 8th grade. We're losing them.
Okay. Okay.
That's when you can start seeing where you're at, because right now, uh, I don't. Well, even in my class, it was my classes, and it was good. It was 80. It was 80, 84 of us, and then it was 77 or 78 that graduated, and the other two because of death. So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you get in these, as they said, you probably start off with a class of 300 and probably end up with 100. Where the rest of them at?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's 200 unproductive people in
Back
our
in the street.
communities.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Whoa, we got to do something. We got to do something. So, do you have any help? I mean, besides the wife, you got volunteers? I mean, what? How you making this all snap, crackle, and pop?
I got one of my SROs in Louder. He helps me a lot.
Okay.
Um, and I got one in Stewart House Elementary. He helps me a lot.
Okay.
We got it's another guy by the name of Kenny Smith. He got a Boys and Girl Club also in Dillon. And
Okay.
when he's not doing anything with the Boys and Girl Club, he helps us out a lot. So we have people. My church,
Okay.
they helped me out a lot.
So you got your
They
village. You got your village.
absolutely. My daughters, they helped me. My son. So I mean, I got a good. I didn't want to bring in people from the outside, because when you start building things, when you start bringing people in from the outside, what I tend to see happen, they'll try to make the program go what they see best instead of
Hmm.
what God put the vision for.
That's right. That's right.
So you
And
start causing confusion.
that's right. And God is not the author of chaos. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, let me ask, because you mentioned a couple of times that you are SRO, and across the United States, people have some varying opinions about SROs. Um, but if you had to give some advice to some folks coming into this career, especially when it comes to our Black and Brown students, like walking to a school setting, what tips would you give them to have like impactful, productive interaction? Because sometimes it doesn't go that well.
Patient.
Okay.
Patient. And this also goes back to um, what I told you earlier. It's hard to tell any individual anything if you ain't been through it.
Mm,
And the reason why I think I'm so yeah, I'm gonna use that word, and I'm gonna brag on it. Why I'm so good at what I do, because you got I tell this all the time. I tell this all the time. You see me as in, oh, he got it together. He got it together. But when I was one of them young brown boys in the little school and just graduated high school, I graduated on June 5th, 1997. June 6th, I was in a county jail getting to get a life sentence a day after high school.
so you know, so you've
I
been
know
there.
firsthand. I've
You've
been
been
there.
there. Okay.
So
Okay.
I know firsthand what it's like. I
Mm-hmm.
know when you get in the criminal justice system, I understand once you get behind that, they call it the wall or the fence. Once you get behind there and you be telling the people, look, I ain't do this. I don't know. I ain't do this. Everybody looking at you like you guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody want to help you. Nobody want to let you use the phone. I've been there.
Gotcha. I understand. Okay.
So I understand, so that's why when I listen to kids, and do I would assume they did something. No, no, I was screaming the same way they were screaming. I ain't had nothing to do with that, but nobody wanted to listen,
Yeah. Gotcha.
and it almost cost me my life because
Mm-mm-mm.
nobody won't listen.
So you
Just because I,
understand.
just because I had the skin color, and I some days I didn't, do the right thing. Didn't mean this day I didn't do the right thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You wrote me off, and that's what happened. So
That's
that's
right.
how I sympathize with these kids. That's why I tell them, look, stay. This is the word I use. Improper grammar, yes. Stay out these people way.
Because we want you to live till tomorrow and the day after that, the day after
Absolutely.
that. And sometimes,
Abs-
yes,
yes.
even though we're in 2024, some things have not changed.
Stay out these people way. And that's
Yes,
what
sir.
I tell them.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I tell them. So and unless you've been there, and actually, it's hard to tell somebody, a kid, uh, you know, if you've never been there. And that's my message, and that's my message to them. When they first get in the program, I tell them all this stuff. I tell them everything about me they need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And some, because when you hear it in the street, so well, he did, so he did this. You can be the first to say, well, tell me something else he didn't tell me, because he done told me all that.
I already know that. He's still making changes in my life. So what? So what now? Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right. So we want to get this off of the backs of the church. So what can we do to get in where we fit in to help you carry out your mission? What kind of things do you need? Money, I'm
Well,
assuming, right?
absolutely. Look, like I tell everybody, I done heard you're doing a good job. Good job. Look, good job. I can't take that to these places.
Pay for the food for the program, right?
I can't say, look, they said I'm doing a good job. Here you go.
Just pay for this.
Yeah, that's it.
It ain't
That's what
gonna work.
we just in a financial, you know, we
Mm-hmm.
just that's what we need. I know finances is a strain on a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
but that finance will open up a lot of doors for these kids. Because my goal was with this year, but it probably won't be this year. That on the next year, because we got some fundraisers that's coming up this year. But I wanted to take all of them to the Black Museum in Washington D.C.
Awesome.
Stay down there that weekend. Take all of them down there.
Oh, I see the eyes are all big, and oh, that would
Absolutely,
be great. Oh, that would be great.
absolutely, and that's one of the things we're working on next year. But I think I said with God, all things are possible. Just gonna take time. A lot of people sitting around just to see how it's gonna play out, how everything's gonna work. It's gonna work. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna work because it's catching the eye of people like you, giving a little man like me the opportunity.
Little lady like me. No, you the one doing the big things. I'm just glad to be a vessel. And it's just so sad to listen to you talk, because you would think that as soon as you hear somebody saying, I'm trying to do something to give these kids a better opportunity, everybody be like, okay, where you need me to be? All hands on deck. So to hear that people are kind of, oh, well, I think that's
Yeah,
that's just
yeah,
a sad state of where we're at right now. But anything that has to do with kids, everybody should be like, okay, because everybody's complaining about, yeah, this 15-year-old broke into the house. Well, do something. Get off your
absolutely,
duff and do something. So,
absolutely. I always say that. You know, I reached out to our senators and our leaders.
South Carolina, a little funny. I ain't gonna get into that. South Carolina got some things going on.
Yeah, I reached out to them, but to no prevail in no ounce and none of that good stuff. But when it rolled around, it's time to re-elect again. I'm quite sure I see them then, um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I voice my opinion to them then.
Yeah.
But these folks here, they feel like if you don't come to them for help, or I ain't gonna come to him. I ain't gonna. Well, he just ain't gonna get it.
Mm.
But it's your job. Your your job is to help the people in the community. That's why we elect you. I shouldn't have to go to you. You
Yeah.
see what's going on. Why would I need to go to you to look at this? What we got going on?
Yeah.
Then you still be feeding into that quote unquote that white man mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I got to
Mm-hmm.
go to you for everything.
Yeah.
Uh, then you feel like you got something to hold on to me. Well, I help you, so I need you to do this.
Mhm.
Nah, I would take my church bankruptcy before I go to a man and say, look,
Scratch my
begging you
back
to
out
help.
your, yeah.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely,
That's all right. We find another way. We'll find another way. There's
absolutely.
another way to get a blessing. There's another way to get a blessing. So two more questions and I'm gonna let you go because I've taken up more of your time than I was supposed to. You've mentioned that you're a pastor. So if some of us are down there in Dillon County on a Sunday and we want to hang out with Pastor and First Lady and hear a word and toss something in the collection plate, where will we go?
Come on down to 134 Williamsburg Court. It's in a community called Bangham, where I grew up at, Bangham, South Carolina. Come on down there. I'm telling you, I don't sugarcoat nothing. I promise. I promise. I promise.
Oh,
I told them last Sunday, if you want something sugar coated, you better go to the donut shop because I ain't that they got plenty of
give me a
sugar on it.
give me a Krispy Kreme. Give me a Krispy Kreme. All right.
I
All
mean,
right. I got one more important question before I ask you my random question. And
gotcha.
we're gonna just this question, I'm just gonna switch gears here because I was being nosy, roaming around social media. Um, and today in modern culture, uh, there's a tendency to pit black men and women against each other, right? They keep on saying we can't get along. And I happen to notice that you and the missus have been in the game for about 2 decades now when it comes to this marriage thing. So, what advice or tips would you say before going into marriage and staying married? Because a lot of times they're saying that we can't do it.
I'm telling you the key to this. This is a God honest truth. This for the young black males. Listen to your wife. I'm gonna say that low because she in the
Come back. It's on tape now. It's on tape.
okay. Listen to your wife. Look, because they ain't gonna. I know we hard headed. We don't like to listen. But listen to your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You will go a long way if she tell you to stay home and got that. We got married in our 20s. I was 23 years old. Still wild as all get
Hard
out.
headed, knucklehead.
And you know what I'm saying? If I wouldn't have listened to the days or the nights, you say stay home, don't go out there, da da da. It's no telling
Mm-hmm.
where, uh, but and everybody's story ain't gonna be like our story because when I met her, I was at a crossroad either in my life. She saw potential. When I saw, she saw potentials. I was at a crossroad. Either it was two more options for me: either hell or prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had but two more to go. I done ran out the rest. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and when she came along and she began to the prioritize thing, it's gonna be this or me. So here we go, 20 something years later. I'm still here, so I must have gave all that up.
There you go.
Yeah,
And you have now she see the vision and you're able to impact other lives and you know, you got your helpmate. So I
absolutely.
all right, let me ask you my random question and I'm gonna let you go because you got a lot of work to do, I see. Let's see what we got.
Absolutely. I gotta actually I'm supposed to be at a basketball game right now, but I'm through with this, so I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
fine.
Name something that you really hate paying for.
Name something I really hate paying for. What do I hate paying for? I know what I hate paying for, and I just said it. Car insurance.
If you ain't had no accidents in a while, right?
Absolutely, I hate paying that. It'd be so high. Why would I keep paying $300 a month and I'm rent free?
Yeah, I'm old enough, I'm responsible. Why are you insurance?
Yeah,
All righty, sir. So tell us how we connect with you, donate to the nonprofit and everything. I think I saw you have some things set up. So just give us the website and all of that stuff.
yeah. If you'd like to donate to us, it's BTB Boys to BTM Mentoring. BTM Mentoring. If you like to cash out for us, that's one way you can support us. You can go to our website, www.boys2mensgirlwithpurpose.org. You can go down that website. You can see exactly what's going on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you my personal number because it rang all the time anyway. 843 845 3749. I'm open to discuss any option. Any option. But I'm gonna say this before we go, and it's gonna be spiritual, and then you'll understand where I'm going with this. Uh, the the Bible said a prophet is not even welcome in his own home. That lets you know right there. Sometimes you got to go outside to get the support that you need. You see what I'm saying? And that's a hurtful thing. See, the Bible didn't say it won't be easy. It didn't say. You would think where you from, you're gonna get all the support. Even Jesus himself had to go.
You got to go out. Yep. At least you know.
At least I know.
You came into this well prepared. At least you know to suit up in your gear. You put your armor on, and
Absolutely.
and we just gonna have to shake the dust off our feet and find help someplace else. So
appreciate you.
Hopefully this will be a vessel to get you out to some places. But the work that you are doing is just too phenomenal, too amazing, too impactful. Especially when it comes to our kids, which I'm assuming is the majority of the population that you are serving. And they don't ask to be born into this world, but once they're here, just give them a little foot in the door, and
absolutely,
they can do anything, be anything. And even if you don't go to college, you can still own your own business. You can, still, go into law enforcement and make that. But I just need to see, as a child, I just need to see what's available.
There you go.
What's available.
Absolutely.
So I am so glad that you and Mrs. Porter are out there showing these kids that they have options.
I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate your time and what you were doing. I follow you now, so I
All righty, yeah. So the next time I get down that way, I'm gonna have to stop by and visit Mr. and Mrs. Porter and check in on the work that you're doing, and see what you guys are up to. But I like I said, kudos to you and blessings to you. And I just amazing what you're doing. Anytime I see somebody putting that kind of workload on their back, but God.
Absolutely.
But God.
Absolutely.
My blessings to you. That is all for this week's episode of the Male Perspective. I'm your host, Lana Reid, and I will see everybody next time.